Hello, everyone. We are back at the devotionals. So, we are going to read October the 15th. It says, "Try to stay conscious of me as you go step by step through this day. My presence with you is both a promise and a protection. My final statement just before I ascended into heaven was, 'Surely I am with you always.' That promise was for all of my followers without exception. The promise of my presence is a powerful protection. As you journey through your life, there are numerous pitfalls along the way. Many voices clamor for your attention, enticing you to go their way. A few steps away from your true path are pits of self-pity and despair, plateaus of pride and self-will. If you take your eyes off me and follow another's way, you are in grave danger. Even well-meaning friends can lead you astray if you let them usurp my place in your life. The way to stay on the path of life is to keep your focus on me. Awareness of my presence is your best protection." And for the scriptures, "And teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always to the very end of the age." Matthew 28:20. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked for us. Let us fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Hebrews 12:1-2. So for this devotion, it's really just making sure we're aligning with what God wants for our lives, and we are staying on the path that God has put us on. And if he decides he's going to lead us in a different direction, then he'll tell us not to let anybody take us off the path he's laid out for us. And I mean, peer pressure is hard, I ain't going to lie. A lot of times people are like, well, let's go do this or let's go do this. And then you think, well, if I go and just kind of stay in the corner and just watch and not really participate, we can think in our minds ways to get around stuff and make it technically not bad. But this is saying we are supposed to be in his promise, in his protection, and just look into him for everything. Do not take our eyes off of him, because if we do, danger's waiting just around the corner. But as long as we stay in his will and do what he wants, we're under his protection, under his wing, and he's going to take care of us. So this goes a lot with a previous devotional that we did that is just telling you constantly talk to God, think about God, and pretend we have a "What Would Jesus Do" bracelet on, so that we're constantly mindful. And it's just so easy when you put something out of your mind, you just forget it and go on. But if you're constantly, running stuff through your head, then it's like it becomes second nature and a habit. And then, just throughout your whole day, you'll be talking to God and just, singing songs. I sing songs all day in my head, sometimes out loud, but, not very often. Harold says I can't carry a tune in a bucket, so, But anyway, I try when I'm at work. I listen to Christian music on my phone. I've got 2 devotionals at work. So it's just, I surround myself with as much positivity and as much Jesus literature, pictures, you name it, scriptures written on the computers, on the walls. And I just try to constantly renew my mind, my spirit, and just keep going. So that's what I'm getting out of this devotional. Again, if you want to add anything, you go right ahead. But thanks for spending this time with me, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.